begins. Come on, dear sons of mayhem, with you to lay. Come on, dear sons, this lake will cease to be. Carry myself.
Hello, welcome to Cuéntame USA with Moncho Camano. Today we're having a conversation with Sakis Darkface Prekas. Darkface is the nickname. I don't think it's his real name. He's the leader of the one of the finest extreme metal bands from Greece. It's called W.E.B, W.E.B, which means where everything began. That's what I think. That's what I heard also. So
well, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right. So we got him. He's in Greece. He's the lead singer, guitar player, main lyricist, and composer of the band. And he's the founder also. So we got everything here. How you doing, Mr. Prekas?
Hello, I'm doing very well. Really pleased to be back home after a very successful European tour and ready to get things back to track because we need to keep the engines going, right? So
yeah, you just came back about a week ago.
Yeah,
I think you went like 14 days, different cities across Europe.
it was like 14 or 15 shows. Yeah, about 18 days we were out on the road. We were with Flesh God Apocalypse. Of course, it was us, and there were several other bands. It was a band named Nest of Plagues, which was also the whole tour. And there were 4 opening bands on rotation, which was Dark Mirror of Tragedy from South Korea. It was Ethereal Sin from Japan. Also Serenity in Murder. I'm wearing their t-shirt now from Japan. And Structural from Israel. There were I don't know, it was a pretty successful tour to me. I mean, to us as a band, it was very successful. We hadn't been on the road since COVID stroke, which was on January 2020. So we were very, very eager to get back on stages. We had the new album. I mean, it was a year after the new album release. We hadn't done a single concert. So it was really, really important for us to get back on the road. And finally we got it because we had booked like 5 tours since 2020. And every time we got canceled because of COVID, canceled because of COVID. And it was an odyssey that I surely hope it's over.
I hope so. It's still around where I live. I'm still a little people are still worried, but I'm not anymore. So we'll see what happens. We're going to talk about the tour. I had a couple questions regarding that, but I want to go back a little in time because a lot of my listeners and viewers maybe don't know much about W.E.B, about your band. I know that the metal scene in Greece it's quite heavy. There are a lot of bands. They're very popular. So I would like to talk a little bit about. You were born in Athens, right, Sakis?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Exactly.
And wasn't your birthday last month in January?
29th.
Right.
January 29th.
Okay. You're still young. I was born in January also. That's why I very close to the date. So I saw the video in one of those the stage with your birthday cake, which it was very funny. I remember.
Yeah, it was a great
surprising.
surprise.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Very surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still live in Athens, Sakis?
Yes. Even though I would like to change that at some point, but still here.
I had a question. I don't know if you live in the suburbs, in the city itself.
Well, it's a suburb, yeah.
It's a suburb,
It's like half an hour to downtown Athens.
right?
But you know, it's not like Athens is a big city. It's like 5 million people.
Right.
So it's everybody in the Attica region. That you know, if you say you're from Athens,
Right.
mostly you mean you're from Attica region.
Okay.
So yeah, it's more or less the same thing.
Mhm.
I live in one of the north suburbs,
Okay.
but it's like, yeah, it's meaningless. If you want to come to my house, for instance, yeah, you need to go to Athens, and then somehow
Okay.
you're gonna get here.
All right. All right. I was going to ask you also some maybe a stupid question, but do you have minimalistic furniture in your house? Very basic furniture, or you are like more like a lot of ostentatious, like ornamental and stuff? Because we
First
got
time
into the
somebody
music.
asked me that.
The music you make, it seems like it's to have like something very basic table. It doesn't. I don't know. It's something that came to my head.
Okay.
Regarding furnishings in
No,
your house.
actually, what's happening is that no, it's not very basic. It's not very basic. I think it's should we still are sorting out stuff that we want to get out of the way, you know.
Okay.
But it's not that exaggerated.
Okay. Something that came to my mind regarding because your music, is very I don't know. I couldn't say ornamental music, but it's it has to do with the ancient times, something not like modern times, like modern furniture. It came to my head just like that, like
Anyway.
you know. uh, I
Interesting question, though.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I go crazy, but what can I say? Is it truth that when you were born, they gave you like a gift instrument as uh, a gift as when you were born, like your
Yes,
family?
actually, I still have it back here because I'm in my home studio. It's a two scale keyboard. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
two-scale keyboard. It
Hmm.
was a big keyboard that I used to have it as a toy. While I was a
Okay.
baby, you know, I used to press the keys, and
Right.
afterwards, while I was 5, I started lessons.
Hmm. So I guess your family it was into music. Both parents they have music backgrounds.
Not really.
Not really.
It was a very basic. Was a very basic relationship. I mean, my dad was playing the trumpet in
Hmm.
an orchestra, but that was just, you know, like a school ensemble thing. And my mom just had some music lessons, but it's like, things that kids do at some point, and not really interested afterwards. So
Hmm.
it wasn't like I was born in a music family,
Okay.
but I was really, really um, influenced by my parents in the matter of art and music also,
Hmm.
because they were very, very um, they were very much into giving me the knowledge of art and music. They were getting me to concerts, to operas, to museums,
Hmm.
and they always wanted me to know exactly what I'm watching, exactly what I'm observing here. So we were not just going to a museum, we were going to a museum, and in every statue or in every painting, we would have a book, and my mom would read to me what's happening here, so that I could understand what I'm seeing, what are the techniques I'm seeing, so I could not just, okay, that's a painting of a lady here. No, who gives a shit? Let's move on. Okay, that's
Right.
a painting of a saint. All right, so what? I mean, but if somebody,
Say they provided
like,
with a lot of information. They
yeah, you start to observe different things, and I'm trying to find the correct word now. I can't. So I just want to say,
so you're
it,
grateful for that, right?
yeah,
It's
I'm grateful. I'm
mm,
grateful,
mm,
and it just got me also very, very interested in my life as a teenager. When I started listening to my own music,
mm,
even if it was, pop music that teenagers were listening to, or if it was metal that I discovered, or if it was soundtracks that I discovered later on, or and so
mm,
on and so on. It All this influence I got from my family, it really got me into, I know what I'm doing now, why I'm doing it,
mm,
and got me really, really strict concerning art.
mm.
But afterwards, I started also in my college years. Uh, I started getting lessons in history of art, history of music.
Mhm.
I got courses, of course, for music technology because I needed that, and I also got courses in film music composition, orchestration, and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, that's really quite briefly the
Right.
story.
You went to private school because all those classes were they were not in public schools, right?
I was in a private college that
Private college.
they provided with a parallel major.
Mm.
So I was studying business administration and accounting, but
Wow.
it was mandatory for them that you take half courses at least of another major, just to
Mm.
give you more spherical education. So I went all for music and stuff.
Mm. You seem to me like a well-written person. Your your logical thinking is quite is tight.
Okay, maybe I don't know.
Are you a person who changes his mind very often, or you're like set to an idea?
No, I don't. I tend to plan things
Mm.
and stick to the plan, stick to the target. I'm very, very focused on my targets.
Mm.
Uh, and no, I don't change my mind so easily, even in times that I know that I'm wrong.
Okay, you're a little stubborn, we could say.
Yeah, I'm stubborn.
Mm. Um, so tell me, well, when you were young, what were you listening? Like, let's say on the radio. Were you listening to the radio or the TV? Were there bands playing at all? Was it like,
Uh,
or just popular music you could listen to? Were there like metal radio stations or all types
no, there
at that
wasn't.
time?
There was a metal radio station when I was a teenager.
Mm.
It was called Skyrock, and I also got a show there
Oh
at
yeah.
some point
Mm.
for a couple of months. And I used to listen to Skyrock all day. It was a radio by students who
Okay.
studied music technology in the center of Athens. That they were all metalheads apparently, and
Mm.
they did that. But at this point, I was gathering my money all the time to go to the record shop, and I
Okay.
would listen to the CDs I bought, And I had a couple of friends that did the same thing. So we always, planned who's gonna buy what, so we don't buy the same stuff.
Right.
So that we all together have more things to
A
listen
bigger
to.
collection, because I guess you were passing around all the cassettes or CDs.
Exactly.
Listen
exactly.
to the band. You make copies of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to come to my house with
Right.
5 albums, and I had to make like 3 copies for each album, so that the next day we go to school and everybody, yeah, that's yours, okay, this is mine, okay. So I got back with another 10 albums for the week.
Right.
And yeah, this was kind of what was happening back then.
Were the record shops very like big, or just small type of record stores? Did they had a lot of music, or just what's sold the most?
Nearby my home here, there were 2 that were general record shops, but they had a metal. They had a metal corridor, all of them.
Okay.
So it was easy for me to find some stuff. But if I wanted to have something like more underground or anything more special, because here they had the major releases.
Right.
I had to go downtown, which was always a nice idea, to skip school for the day and go downtown and buy some cool records and buy t-shirts and everything. So yeah, that was once a month.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom, I haven't told you.
Well, you got it. At least you were born like in a city where you have the chance to do that. Like me, I was more in a small town. It was very hard to find new music. There was no record shops. Like just little pubs and bars which they used to sell cassettes in like a stand with 20 cassettes, cheap shit. But it wasn't that easy. You have to rely on friends that lived in other places, and they will go, maybe a merchant marine that went to, I don't know, the UK and brought cassettes and brought CDs or whatever it was. No, cassettes, no CDs. There were no CDs when I came, when I was young, but LPs and stuff. So we were relying on people living outside, our town.
Yeah.
So it was hard, but, that's how it was. So tell me, you are the one of the guitar players in the band, but the guitar wasn't your first instrument, right? When you were a teenager, that wasn't the first instrument you played.
I started with keyboards,
right?
But when I really got interested in music, I decided I wanted to learn guitar. So at some point, I bought myself a guitar. I sold all my video games back then, and bought my first guitar. So that's my main instrument. Yes.
So you still have that guitar, or you sold it?
Yeah, no, it's right.
You still have it. It's part of your family.
No, I'm not selling any of my guitars. But it's very hard for me to sell my guitars because I'm a left-handed person, so I need an opposite guitar. But either way, I wouldn't do it. It's I don't remember how many I got. I think I have 8. I got some more at the studio. I'm not selling any of them.
When you travel, how many guitars you carry when you are on tour?
2 guitars.
Only 2. You never had a problem with stealing instruments from your band?
Thankfully not. Not.
That's a cool thing. Which never happens. So tell me, where were your because a lot of bands they don't like saying what their influences are, or they don't want to mention their idols, because it's like they feel like sometimes they're gonna think they're like copycats of the band, or they so they don't want to mention too many bands that they were part of their their style. Is Where were your bands, like the ones that you thought they were great bands that you want to not imitate, but at least do something similar, or do you enjoy them a lot?
Listen, the first bands I got to listen were Scorpions, Iron Maiden, and Metallica,
Hmm.
and still I believe these are the greatest bands of all time.
Hmm.
And but after that came uh, a huge wave of bands to me, which was a palette of many genres.
Okay.
I know that Web is considered an extreme dark metal, black metal, gothic, I don't know, whatever.
Symphonic, all kinds of genres, all mixed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't used to listen only this kind of music. I mean, I would come home carrying a King Diamond album, an Emperor album, an Anathema album, and a Blind Guardian album.
Okay.
So yeah, I liked everything, and I still listen to everything in metal. I love metal music and almost everything in there. So I got many influences from the 90s because the 90s for metal was a very, very controversial period that many bands,
Right.
started experimenting with their sound, started getting many new elements. Bands with new elements also came in. I mean, symphonic metal started getting popular in the 90s also. Bands like Dream Theater and Paradise Lost did
Okay.
extreme things in their music.
Hmm.
Also, the bands I mentioned before, especially Metallica and Iron Maiden,
Hmm.
had major changes in their in their sound.
Hmm.
I also liked Therion very much. The early Angra I loved.
Hmm.
Um, I like Blind Guardian very much. My Dying Bride. I used to listen to the early Iced Earth. Uh, it's many things that I could tell you of what got into me
Hmm.
to influence me in some point making music. But I gotta tell you, it was not the music that I listened to that made me become a musician. It
Okay.
was that at some point I did it as a joke, as it was for fun.
Okay.
The thing is, I got was it one day I got a call out of the blue by a friend, and he told me, um, I play the guitar, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, so the other guy's playing the guitar and the other guy's playing the drums. Okay, yeah. So, well, so you want to come and sing? I was like, what do you mean? We're gonna play these 10 songs and we're gonna go to the studio and I don't know, we're just gonna go for fun. Want to come in and sing? I was like, yeah, sure, let's do this.
Right.
And this was the day that I was 14 years old by the time, just a kid. And when I did this, it uh, it became the ultimate thing for me. I was like,
Okay.
I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to go to the studio with friends, jamming music, even though we were like shit, you know, we sounded terrible by the time,
Okay.
but
You really enjoyed it, though.
uh, I loved it so much. It was the most important thing in the world for me. Every week I tried to find friends to book a studio and go and jam together.
Hmm. So you were playing like covers, I guess, right? You have no.
Yes, just covers. But at some point, um I started composing some stuff, and we tried our own songs. But this whole thing came several years later.
You're talking about the band Eternity? Was this the band you're talking about, or that was a different band?
In Eternity,
Oh, that was
Eternity was not. Eternity was a band by some of the friends I used to jam with,
okay.
and I just I attended one of their concerts back then. I loved the band, and the next day of the concert, they told me, we need a guitar player, and do you know anybody? And I said, I'm gonna come if you want me. So this was the first serious cooperation and tryout I've had in my life with a band. I was not the main composer in the band. I composed several stuff in some songs, and I think I composed a couple of songs, but one became a web song for the first album, actually. Never got into Eternity, but we did some cool things back then. Played in several black metal festivals taking place here, and it was an experience that I still remember with love. And with some of the guys, we are still friends, and we still play together, and we still do things together. One of them being Dinos, guitarist of Septic Flesh right now, and also mixed and recorded the last two W.E.B albums, and the other one is Nick, the drummer, which was also the drummer for us that played the drums in Tartarus.
That was the previous album before the last one, right? The latest album
Exactly.
is Colosseum.
Exactly.
Colosseum on Metal Play Records, right?
Yeah.
That's the last album, 2021. Was it really 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question regarding the subjects you write. You cover many subjects, I guess. You talk about life, death. Also a couple songs about celebrations, but a lot about death and evil, I guess. Devils. When I talk to a couple of my friends and I tell them about black death metal, they get nervous. They think it's like oh, these people are they're like satanic or something, which for me is fun. It's like funny what they say. It makes no sense to me what they say or whatever. But there is nothing dark about that. But that's what it is. But you covered those. Is that part of what drove you into the metal music, the subjects they were talking about?
Well, yeah, the subjects are one thing, the music is another thing, and yes, it is everything. Because that drew me into it. The subjects that I choose to talk about through lyrics are, I know they are quite random, but throughout the years of our career, they are around the same sort of things. So yeah, it's very much it has very much to do with death and dying. Has a lot to do with the occult. It has a lot to do with vampirism. It has a lot to do with Gothic literature and culture. So yeah, it's around this thematology.
I was going to ask you, do you believe that everything you ourselves, so you're talking about you, that everything that you create comes from the outside world, or it comes also from your inside?
I used to have this conversation with Hell several days ago. I'm not going to answer your question the way you do it because I don't know the answer.
Okay.
But I will give you I will give you my honest answer.
Okay.
The honest answer is that at some point that I can't describe what has happened. It's like when you're drunk and you pass out and you wake up. How did I got to this bed?
Right.
So there comes a point that there is a song on my PC. There is some lyrics here on paper that if you ask me what happened, how did that came, I don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember. I just try. It just happens. It just happens, and this is how I need it to be. Because if it just happens, means that it just needed to get out of my head, and it's honest.
Okay. When you write down all these lyrics and your writings, do you think there are like there's truth to them? Something that something you write, you may think it is truth, but in your inside, it comes within you, but it might not be truth. It's like does it worry you, like as long as it does not interfere with or harms other people, that you don't really care what they think or what you write? You know?
Okay, listen. Whatever I write is something that I truly believe on.
Okay.
But you have to be careful of your interpretation of things.
Okay.
So I mean, I know that I'm just writing lyrics. I'm not like a huge poet. I'm not Edgar Allan Poe or Homer or something. So,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that there is an interpretation you need to make. You need to study what I'm talking about and why I'm talking about it, and why I'm talking about it this way that I do. Many lyrics that are written in the albums were not really written. They were lyrics that I was listening to the music and I just tried to sing something, and these were the words that came out.
Okay.
So I know art is a thing that is can be very controversial. I know that it's there may be subjects that may be very provocative, and I believe that art should be controversial and provocative, because otherwise there's no meaning to it. I mean, you need to take the water and do it and shake it, because you need to make people think.
Right.
So it's not that, for example, I believe that, I don't know. It's like if you're asking Cannibal Corpse if they are serial killers as a day job right now, So yeah, I would say that I've written like how many 50, 60 songs out there. I don't know how many. Learn to read between the lines.
Right. I understand. So like for me, nothing really bothers me. Let's say I could listen to anything, any music, any ideas. It didn't really make me think different from my beliefs. I don't know if you understand. It's like people, they get really nervous or angry, or they think, oh, they shouldn't do this. Why do they do this? This is these lyrics or this music is horrible, or it's satanic. For me, it's like fun. It's art. It really
Exactly.
it's nothing. I mean, it's a lot. It's very special music, but for me, it's not like, oh man, if I listen to this, I'm gonna get punished or some crazy stuff. Some guy in the sky is gonna come down and it's gonna punish.
Exactly.
It's like
exactly.
For me, it's like funny stuff. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not a religious guy, so so for me, it's all bullshit. But
No, I'm not either.
I was going to ask you, like, when you go on tour and you go to all these places, buildings, structures, like you try to engage with their culture, and you go, let's say, to I don't know, let's say Barcelona, Sagrada Familia, the Holy.
Yeah.
Do you see the building like for what it is, for the structure, for the beauty, or for the symbol and the ceremony of a religious thing? It's like what you enjoy. You enjoy just
I see everything.
You see everything.
I see everything, and I try to see behind it.
Okay.
Because to me, in several matters, there's more than meets the eye. And I tend to analyze what I'm seeing way, way deeper. And I like wandering around such places. Especially, I like discussing with people of different beliefs, of different cultures, different religions. And I always like to know what they have to say. I don't want to argue. I want to listen to what they have to say, because after that, I have another discussion in myself. So if I am going to argue, I will argue with myself. I don't want to change anybody's beliefs. I just want to, see what it's all about. And this either makes me have a stronger belief in what I stand for, or it makes me question it. So I need to go back to what I stand for and question what I stand for. And I will get answers. So it's always something positive that you can get from everybody. It doesn't mean that, belief, culture, religion is not a word that I like, because I hate religion. But I believe that people have a reference point. Either natural, supernatural, I don't care. I think that most people have a reference point that they tend to take energy and, unconscious and esteem from it. So I really like to know what that is. Because I mean, if I would ask you, it would be something really, really important to you, and it would be something really powerful to you. Who knows? Maybe it would be very powerful to me in the end. Maybe it would mean nothing, but it means something to you, and this is really, really important as well.
Sounds
and
cool.
I respect that very much.
Thanks for your explanation. There was a lot of information you gave me. I was going to ask you about the lineup. You had some lineup changes, but you've been with the same members for now, how many years? 6 years?
Since 2017. It's 6 years now.
6 years. Well, one of them is Hellpire. She's, I believe, she's, I guess, very special in the band. She came into the band, what, like 4 or 5 years ago, more or less? 17.
2017.
17.
She's actually the newest member
He
of
was a
the band.
member, right?
Yeah, but
Did it make a big
yeah,
change in the band when she came in?
yes, because Hel is not only the bass player of the band,
Right.
she is also a great vocalist
Right.
that this has given our both to the Colosseum record and to the concerts, it has given a new dimension.
Right.
We tend to sing several songs as a duet, or some choruses we sing together, and the outcome is really, really great because she has an amazing, brutal voice, and also not many people know that, but she has an amazing, clean voice as well, because it's not. Um, it's of great importance that that she was for a couple of years the back vocalist for King Diamond.
Right.
So
Spanish.
uh, she wouldn't be at that place if she wasn't good.
Right.
If she wasn't extremely good,
Right. Right.
because the level there is very, very demanding. So uh, now, and in the last tour, she came on the second part of the tour, and everybody told us when she came after the session bass player we had left, everybody told us, you guys sounded great every night, but now that Hellfire came in,
Right.
we didn't know that you could sound so much better. It was like you were missing something that we didn't know you were missing it.
Right.
And that's exactly what she brings to the band.
Yes, I saw, I've been seeing some of your videos, early videos and later videos, and some stage shows you did. And it made a big difference, the way I see the band also.
Yeah.
Are you more open? Because the first records you put out, you were the main lyricist, right? You wrote all the composition, most of them. Were there
Up
like
until
yeah.
Colosseum, I was the only lyricist.
What
In
happened?
Colosseum, both
Yeah.
RG and Hellfire wrote lyrics.
What happened? You changed your mind. You became more, I don't know if the word is the right word, like more democratic towards the.
No,
No,
it just happened that I was with people that I knew they would be great lyricists, and I said, you guys write lyrics. Just don't let me do the whole thing.
Okay.
When there was nobody to write lyrics, I would write lyrics. When there were there's everybody writing lyrics, why should I be the only one? That's that's the same thing happened with music in Colosseum. Both RG and Hellfire contributed to the compositions, so it wasn't like, Tartarus is 95% my music. It's very, very little music coming out from anybody else. But in Colosseum, it's 30% to everybody.
Okay.
Hopefully, next album, Nikitas is going to compose as well, because he's a good composer too. But this is how things mainly worked out in the last album.
Right. Nikitas is Nikitas Mandolas, the drummer of the band you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he a chemist or something, like chemical engineering? Is he?
Yes.
Is he's not from
a
Athens,
mad
right?
scientist. He's a mad scientist.
He wasn't born in Athens, right? He's from another island, from Crete.
He's from Crete.
Crete, right? Hmm.
Yeah.
What about the lead guitarist, the Sextus? I don't know how to say it. Argeus Maximus.
Yeah.
He's from Athens also.
He's half Australian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's it's weird. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's half Australian and lived several years of his life there, and now he's in Greece, in Athens.
Regarding health, she's the founder. I don't know if she's still in Afterblood. She's the founder of Afterblood, right?
Yes.
She's still doing things with them.
They started rehearsals like a month and a half ago, and they are recording a new album. Now we are. Now I'm going to record the vocals with Hel. I will do the tracking of the vocals, so that they will have it ready. Thankfully, in hopefully in a couple of months. And the band is still here. They are trying to book some shows to get the band going. Yeah, right. They're active.
How bringing a life into the new world has changed your way of seeing things? Has there any?
Oh, it's you know, you have to take responsibility of many things, and it makes you think about what is important and what is not, because having a newborn is a full-time job, 24 hours a day. And if we could pull out having a baby and having a job and having a second job and having a band and everything, you know, it's like you get into a mandatory position that you need to settle things, everything in its own box. And of course, everything is about the baby, right? And everything depends on the baby, and everything depends very much. I know I'm the father, but everything depends very much on the mother, because it's a role that it's very important that I can see in the end, because I mean, to our family, the family came to shape and to the shape it is from the one who is called the mother. And her role is the most important that could be in here. So after we got the news of the pregnancy and everything, we had endless discussions all these months. We had an endless chase of knowledge of what to do, because we wanted to be good parents. So we learned to appreciate things anew again. To be honest, I am very happy of how things turned out. Yet I need to warn everybody, you are gonna need some sleep.
I know how it is, because
But I don't know. I mean, that little baby in there smiles at me, and yeah, okay, I'm gonna do whatever you want. So, So it's all good. It's all good.
So good. It's gonna take time, I guess. It's gonna be it takes a lot of time.
Takes a
Your
lot
free
of
time
time,
is like, yeah,
but it is the center of our attention and love.
right.
But our attention and love never needs to be in just one place,
Mhm.
because in order to maintain the health of even the center,
Mm.
you need to love yourself. You need to maintain your passions so that you are good inside of you, so
Mm.
that you can transfer this love
Right.
to the one who needs it the most.
Right. You gotta be in good spirits.
Yeah,
You cannot be I don't know, too depressed. You gotta be
exactly.
try
Yeah.
to be happy. Look
We are.
look for the positive things that are gonna come
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
Mm. So you were if we I was going to talk about a little bit about the tour. You went to London, Manchester, the UK, Belgium. You went to Portugal, Spain. Uh, any big differences between the crowds, the way they enjoy the shows that you can see?
Hmm. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, some crowds were weird, but I don't remember exactly the cities.
Hmm.
Um, I think there was one show in France that in Limoges that when we went down,
Hmm.
when we were at the dressing room, I asked the guys, that crowd was weird. I don't know, were we good or
Are we the
they like
ones?
us?
Are there
Uh,
something wrong?
yeah, because I didn't get it. I was saying I didn't get it. They were all, but they were cheering, they were shouting. What else do you want? I don't know. It just sounded weird to me. That's all. Um, every concert we
Is it
had on
like
this
it
tour.
drains your energy sometimes when you see the
What?
crowd?
What?
Not, it takes out of you some energy when you are like playing and you see the crowd like not. You think they might be enjoying the show, but maybe you think they're not, and you.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Hmm,
The thing is that we went to some places that people knew us. We had fans in the crowd, and there were places that almost nobody knew about us. But we have put many uh, attention regarding our show that everybody has fun when we play.
right.
So this is what we are all about. We want you to have a nice time here with us.
Mm,
So in the end of every show, even though if we went on stage and everybody went crazy, or if we went on stage and it was, yeah, okay, hello, and in the end, everybody liked it. And I am so happy that I can say that. And I am so happy reading the reviews uh,
mhm.
from the concerts that this is what happened. And I could see it every night at the merch stand, because if people didn't like it, they
Right,
wouldn't go and buy the t-shirts.
right,
So thank you for that. It's very important to us, whoever's watching.
right.
And yeah, the main difference was not actually the people, because the people, I mean, from the first, second song, it was, I knew what was going to happen because I was always in control of the situation.
Mhm.
Some crowds were louder than others. That's the only difference. But I was in total control of the situation. The main difference is not the people, because the people come to the show, they paid to come to the show because they want to have fun. If you give them what they want, then this is not easy, but if you give them what they came for, which is, they want to listen to metal, they want to see you sweat on stage, they want headbanging, they want something good, and this is what we're trying to do. The difference was the venues. The difference was how local promoters have a different way of working.
Right.
I'm not saying someone is good or someone is bad. It's different. It's different because you go to different markets, so it's different way of advertising stuff or different way of marketing stuff.
Right.
But that's the only difference to me. Or I don't know, the dressing rooms are different. Other than that, I really don't give a rat's ass of what's happening, because when I am on tour, I am only focused on what's gonna happen on stage. And everything else, there's a tour manager there, it's you. So I don't really want to be involved, and I'm never involved in such stuff.
Do you have a set that you repeat in every concert, or you got different songs that you put?
No, it's the same. It's the same set. In some countries, we had to change the set in terms of deducting a song. That's all. But it has to be the same set list because it's a show that has to have a flow, and we wanted to have a specific flow, and this specific flow is what drives the people to like it more. And it has to do with our direction on stage, our choreography on stage, and everything. So it's, when I started to learn music, they told me a melody is a phrase that it's like a sentence. Has a beginning, a middle, and the end. This is how a web concert and a web record to us should be. So a concert should have a beginning, a middle, and an ending. It shouldn't be just random songs like that. So this is how this is our way of thinking and how it goes.
But I guess, you don't believe that music should be like perfect, like 100%. I mean, there's gotta be like a human feeling in it, the element, the nature itself.
What do you mean?
Talking about AI and stuff like that, they try to make music like not human anymore. It's like a machine composing. And
yesterday I saw, it's not only that, I saw there's also music videos, AI music videos, and and lately, when I'm going on YouTube, I get several ads for music chords and chord progressions and melodies that you can buy the melodies. And I'm like, why? You know what? Seriously, I know there can be. I know the AI and the technology is very, very advanced, but I don't think that any AI has been through what I have been, or what you have been. So when I write music and you listen to it and you like it, you know what happens to me? It's like you read my lyrics, you listen to my music, and you like it because we share something.
There's something
And
in
the
common.
AI, we cannot share it with an AI.
Mm-hmm.
Same is with AI art. The same is with AI music. The same is with AI videos. It's just fake. It's just fake.
Right.
It's, you know,
It's like
I
trying
had,
to make a phone call and speaking with a machine. It's like it's not
yeah,
real.
yeah. I mean, have a relationship with your iPhone and Siri
Yeah.
instead of a
Yeah.
woman. I don't know. I
Right.
don't know.
Right.
It's not. It's never gonna be there. No matter
Mm.
how good Siri will be in finding me the best restaurant, she's
Right.
never gonna love you. You know, uh, it's so many things. You know, there was one day I listened to a song. I'm not gonna say the artist because it's a famous artist
Hmm.
and a song that everybody would know. So I
Right.
don't want to say. But
Right.
I was listening to this song on repeat, and I was saying in myself, you know, this may be the saddest song I've ever heard. And I thought it was about a woman. And I met the artist and I told him, you know, this song, wow, the first time I heard your band was this song, and I was listening to this song
Mm.
literally for a whole night on repeat.
Mm.
You know, he told me it was for my dog.
Okay.
I lost my dog.
Mhm.
I was mourning for my dog, and you know, it hit me harder because I had lost my dog back then too. And
Okay.
this is something that you cannot share with an AI. And
Right.
also, there are, you know, pop music, especially here in Greece. It's so many professional composers that they compose pop music, and I have cooperated with many of them,
Mm.
and I see their progression is AI. It's, you know, it's like canned food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like canned food too. Don't get me wrong. I
Mm-hmm.
like canned food, but it's still canned food.
Yeah. Mm. Well, I agree with you 100%. I think I heard someone, the story you told me is a different story, but it had the same meaning. Very famous pop, not pop artist, more like a rock artist that he wrote a song and most of the people thought it was about one thing and it was totally about another thing.
Yeah, yeah, it happens.
Just it happens all the time.
Yeah.
There's like not too many key changes in modern music anymore. I think it's like I don't know. It's not we're not going. I think we're going in the wrong path, but maybe one day it will end and go
Yeah,
back to real music. That's what I think.
let's see. Let's see what happens.
Just see what happens. So regarding you, I don't know if you're working in a new album, if you have a lot of songs already hitting in some.
Actually, right now, we have completed the pre-production of an EP
Okay.
for web, and we will start recordings immediately, maybe next week,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be out this year. And
Okay.
right after we are done with the
Oops.
right after that, we will be focusing on the compositions of the new album, which by now there are several ideas, but they're here and there. We need to concentrate.
Hmm.
Uh, so hopefully it's, I mean, the plan is an EP in 2023 and a new album in 2024.
Okay.
And at the same time, as much concerts as we can get.
Right. I guess you're already missing the road. You just came back, but you
Oh,
don't mind going back,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. We didn't want to come back. It was like,
How does
Yeah.
it feel coming back to the house and start using and using the broom to sweep the kitchen? It's not the same.
But you know, it was exactly like that.
Right.
It was exactly like that.
Hmm. I was gonna say, you never made it to the US yet. I know having a band is not a cheap thing. You need a lot of income and a lot of money to move around, and
Yeah.
hopefully one day you come. That would be a great.
There are many discussions about web going
Mm,
to the US and Canada and also South America.
mm,
Um there are proposals. Uh, I'm not sure we're gonna make it for this album because
right.
uh, there's the financial thing in the
Right.
middle.
Mm,
But we really need to come there,
right.
and it is in our plans. But I mean, the thing is, I mean, now we got proposals for Japan,
Ooh,
and I mean, financially, they are very good for us. So it's like it's something quite easy.
mhm.
If you got the money, it's everything is easy. So when we come to a point that the US and America and Canada are gonna we're gonna get an offer
Okay.
that we can handle at least, we're gonna do it.
Okay. So, sounds good to me. I hope so. Um, I was gonna end up the interview. I just wanna say a couple things. If you wanna get in touch with them, it's real easy. They got a band camp that you can buy all their records. I think I don't know if all of them are available, but at least I believe so. No, in Bandcamp.
The ones that are not available,
Mm-hmm.
you can find them just by Googling, because there are at the stores of the previous record labels.
Okay.
And we just haven't got enough. You know, they have given us some merchandise, they still do, but if we don't have it, they have it. So it's
Okay.
the same. It's the same for the people who want to get it.
Right. It's easy. Just go to webmetalband.com and you can find a lot of most of your
Yeah.
information. Also, don't forget to go into hellfire.com because she has a lot of stuff. I think she's a painter, mask maker, digital
Yes,
artist.
yes,
She does a lot of
yes.
things. There's very cool.
And she has Hellfire has prepared a lot of stuff that are not in her site yet,
Okay.
but they're gonna be, and there is very cool stuff.
Yeah, right. I saw some of it. I mean, it's very nice. Very. She has a very creative mind. I don't know if she's
Yeah.
the most creative mind in the band. I don't know. Maybe she is. I don't, or maybe it's you. I don't know.
I
Both.
think I am in this band. I think I am the least creative one because the other three people in this band are so much creative, and I admire them all so much, and this is why I asked them to make this album all together, not just me.
Mm. Well, I really enjoyed talking to Sakis. You could be talking about a lot of stuff. Uh, we'll be here talking a lot of bullshit, especially from my part. So we'll just stop it. There's so much stuff we could talk about Greece, about I don't know the prime minister, economy, anything.
Don't get me started on that.
That's what I'm saying. Inflation and all that stuff. So we're not gonna talk about that basketball.
Okay.
We can talk about anything, but we just leave it the way it is. It was a pleasure talking to you, Sakis, and thanks for being such a nice guy. What can I say?
Thank you. It's an honor.
So I just want to wish you all the best for the band and for the baby.
Thank you.
That's,
Thank you so much.
I hope everything goes well, and see you soon on tour again with new songs, a new album, and moving ahead.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Best wishes from me to you too.
All right. Thank you, Sakis. So this is it. I'll see you next week. Another band. I don't know, Spanish, English, who knows? We'll see. Thank you very much. See you next time.